cuties, this is Trika of CHIT. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is where the planning and the cuteness collide. Here at CHIT, hashtag cuteness squad, we are here for all the cuteness. We are here for the planning, the creating, lifestyle, inspiration, encouragement, and so much more. If you are interested in joining CHIT, hashtag cuteness squad, all you simply have to do is tap that red subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell right beside it, so that way you will be notified whenever your girl uploads another video. Also, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. We are here for our Soulful Sunday. I've been having some technical difficulties. It's taking my videos like 2 days to upload. So I did catch up. The other video should be up before this one, because it finally I wanted to get it up Friday, but it finally uploaded on Sunday. So it's just been kind of stressing me out a little bit, and hopefully I can figure out the game plan or what's going on with. I got a new phone, so I don't know if it's user error or if it's a phone error, so we will see. But we are here with decluttering continued. I just want to go ahead and dive in, because we are finally here. We are here from the 7th through the 13th. Today is the 13th. So as you know, I do a recap, and then we do the recap of the week. So we just do like the Soulful Sunday chit chat, let you guys know about the scriptures, dive into the scriptures a little bit, read the scriptures, let you know what, I'm letting you guys know my point of view, but you can chime in at any time. You can leave me a comment down below. It was our homecoming this weekend, so your girl voice is a little jacked up. I was just hollering, screaming, happy to see everybody, and I don't know, every time I heard them say BHS, I just went to screaming. But I had a blast. But let's get into it. I decorated the pages a little, just a tad. I put some floral, I think this from the womankind sticker book from Happy Planner. So let's see, where do I want to begin? Okay, wait a minute, let me get all of my notes and everything together, because you guys know I be into it. And then I got me a big page out of my happy notes. Didn't even realize I had a big happy note. So I will be utilizing those pages a bit frequently. Okay, so I have my little dangles here from I don't know if you guys can see it. My cute little dangles from She Loves Planners. The pen that I am using, that I wrote all of this with, is this Ultra Simple from Scribbles by KP, and my highlighter of choice is the Outliner, just to give you some insight on what I use in my Bible study. So for Monday the 7th, let's recap this. We did Galatians 6:1, and remember to check in the description bar below. That way you can follow along with last month's reading plan and this month's reading plan, so that way you can see what the whole decluttering and continuing the decluttering process is about. So Galatians 6:1, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourself, or you also may be tempted. Be a leader, not a follower. Okay, so you strategically place yourself into situations where you can be the light while maintaining a low calculated risk of temptation. Those who are best equipped to speak to a struggle are those who walked through, survived, and thrived beyond the same challenge. In order to put your experience and wisdom to you must make thoughtful choices and put safeguards in place so you can minister effectively while settling both you and the recipient setting you and the recipient up for the best chance of success. What are some things that you are going to consider decluttering? Okay, so answer that question to yourself, or you can leave me a comment below of some things that you are thinking about decluttering. Okay, for Tuesday the 8th, we're on Psalms 121 verses 7 and 8. This is a song of ascents. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. This is where we talk about boundaries. Boundaries bring freedom. Envisioning boundaries often evokes negative responses such as lines that aren't to be crossed, restrictions from what you want or crave, and of course being that lines aren't crossed, restrictions from what you want or crave, and of course being told no. None of us like to be told no, but consider this: what if the boundaries kept you on the protected side of the fence, a place where you could relish in the joy and freedom God desires for you while still being under God's protective covering? Live fully within the boundaries God desires for your life and enjoy all the protection, grace, and love He has. Okay, I am back between Princey the puppy and Rasan the baby. I'm sure I was trying to read it while I was holding him, but he wanted his own attention, so I had to take a break and put the baby to sleep. And once the baby go to sleep, the dog goes to sleep. So I'm gonna touch on where we left off. I know I was reading kind of crazy, so let's get back. And we left off on Tuesday, I believe, on the none of us like to be told no, but consider this: what if the boundaries kept you on the protected side of the fence, a place where you could relish in joy and freedom God desires for you while still being under God's protective covering? Live fully within the boundaries that God desires for your life and enjoy all the protection, grace, and love He has to offer. Spend time in Psalms 91. That is my go-to. I love that whole chapter. Read it, write it down, just get it embedded in your mind, because you'll find an abundance of reassurance and comfort in God's promise in this verse. So you just start to, and it also help you think of some things that you might consider to declutter. Mine is living a life filled with pain and regret. So I'm going to declutter all of the pain, all of the regret, being weak and being defenseless against Satan. I want to be able to defend myself against him. The removal of God's protection. I want to be protected. So when I'm reading you some things that declutter might be, or what are you going to declutter, when I say it, those are the things that I want to declutter. It's not that, it's the things that I want to be in my life. So, yesterday No, it was one day last week. No, one day this week that Simply Gilded was talking about boundaries in her live. It was for a mental health week, and she touched on some areas that I mean, it really touched me and it spoke to me, because one lady was like, well, how can you set boundaries against your mother who is attacking you, or a family member? With the family members and friends, it's kind of hard, but you still have to find a way to set those boundaries, because if you don't set boundaries with people, they can walk all over you, they can do anything, and no one should feel alienated or feel less than themselves because of a family member, a friend, a stranger in the street. You should never feel that way. So make sure you set boundaries within yourself. And we're on to Wednesday, the 9th, Hebrews 13:5. Keep your lives free from the love of money, and be content with what you have, because God has said, and I wrote this in parentheses and I highlighted it, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. And you can also read Deuteronomy 3:16. That's another good verse that coincides with this. And intentionally devaluing the dollar. Don't be controlled by money. The obsession for money has destroyed lives, families, careers, reputations, and so much more. Solomon spoke of this over 3,000 years ago. Keep a biblical perspective on money and reduce your your dependence to a minimum. So keep your dependence on money to a minimum, and don't get caught up in all of the hype. And remember, also make sure you check out and read Deuteronomy 3:16. And remember that this on Wednesdays, we have Warbinder Wednesday. That's why I always keep me a little sticky note at 7 p.m. here on YouTube on She_Loves Planners. She_Loves_Planners channel. Her and Michelle from Vin Von Alley, they have Warbinder Wednesdays on Wednesday, and I will try to make sure that is also in the description. Her channel should be in my description bar at all times, because I PR for both ladies. So we're going to move on to Thursday. We have Luke 16:11. So if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? Track your spending. We did an exercise last month on tracking your spending for 1 week. I did my tracking. I tracked my spending for a month, and let me tell you, I had to write it all down, every cent spent. This exercise made me realize my ignorance, my poor choices, and my wasteful spending. I went crazy. I realized that I don't need all of the things. I realized my flaws, my bad choices, and it's time to correct them. I did a lot of purchases while I was in Tennessee, and while I was in Miami. Now the stuff from Tennessee, I'm gonna keep all of that stuff. Now the stuff from Miami, I was a little careless, but I think I'm gonna have to do some go backs, because I went a little crazy, and I'm gonna tackle this thing. I'm supposed to be decluttering, and I have to lead by example. And Happy Planner came out with all of that stuff, and I told you guys I was not gonna fall down a rabbit hole, and I fell down the rabbit hole. And I only got myself to blame. I just was like, oh, I like this, oh, I like that, that's cute, and it just went from there. So I have to set some emphasis in place on paying off my debt, saving money, and living within my means. So I'm gonna declutter that now. I'm gonna tackle it and start using my budget planner and my sheets, and I'm gonna quit hoarding the things. I'm going to use the stuff. So here are some of the discipline steps that I have set in place for myself. I'm going to create a budget. I'm going to adhere to the budget so that it can be effective. I'm going to consult my budget planner each week, and when I'm paying my bills and incurring these expenses, I'm going to write it all down. And I'm going to remember to practice discipline and don't spend money if the funds aren't available or if the funds are for something else. And as I work through each week, I'm going to make notes. I'm going to see what should be revised, what I can do without, what I can take away. And I have to remember that God owns all of the money. And so should you guys remember that God owns all of the money. And He just places it temporarily in our care. We are called to be good stewards with these resources God has entrusted to us. And if we always misuse these resources, He's not going to entrust us with large amounts. So if we want large amounts of money, we're going to have to know what to do with the money that He has entrusted in us now. So we need to tighten up, get it together, and start decluttering. And some things that I want to definitely declutter is the financial disorganization, debt, unwise spending, inability to save, lack of discipline, the anxiety that it gives you when you can't get the things you want and buy all of the things, and when your budget is looking crazy and you're looking crazy. Yes, so I want to declutter all of that. And I want to also my disobedience to God's command regarding the stewardship of His money. So I got a lot to touch up on myself and get done. So for Friday, we are on Proverbs 21 and 20. The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. Everyone hates the B word. That's budget, that is. You're not alone if you don't or didn't create a budget and follow. Wait a minute. You're not alone if you did not create and follow a monthly budget. Let's try to change that. Just a few days ago, we discussed boundaries bring freedom. The boundaries of a budget can bring you wealth, comfort, joy, and yes, freedom too, financial freedom. And I just gave you an example of all of that right before this. So we're just going to go ahead and move on to the 12th. 1 Timothy 6 verses 7 through 10. Verse 7 is, "For we brought nothing into the world, and we can't take nothing out of it." Verse 8, "But if we have food, clothing, we will be content with that." Verse 9, "Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money," verse 10, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Some people are eager for money, have wandered from the faith, and pierced themselves with many griefs." So the financial freedom is for God. Obtaining financial freedom is more than just carefully adhering to a budget and making wise choices, although they certainly help. It's more than the debt you'll pay off or money you save. It's even more than being obedient to God with good financial stewardship. It's about increasing your ability to better serve God. So that's a worthy payoff, right? So it's about increasing your availability to better serve our great and almighty God. And then you will get a very worthy payoff. So understand that the entire purpose of decluttering and getting it done now is it increases you to serve. It allows you to have the flexibility to answer when called. God doesn't always provide a 30-day notice. When he calls, he wants you to answer. What are you going to do? Answer the phone and say that you're too busy for God? Come on now. You're not going to be able to say that. I want to be able to be ready and willing. So I just don't want to have a financial burden. I don't want the stress. I don't want the anxiety. I don't want to have an overwhelmed schedule, so I don't have the availability to answer when God calls me. So I want to declutter this type of behavior. And now we move on to the 13th. And then I will work on the recap of next week, and I will get that video out to you guys this week as well, or next week. So Sunday the 13th is Mark 11:24. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Also read 1 Timothy 4:14, which states, do not neglect your gift, wait a minute, let me slow down. Do not neglect your gift, which was given to you through prophecy, when the body of elders laid their hands on you. So last month we talked about career crossroads, and basically we just have to pave a path to a brighter and more meaningful future. Research, evaluate what it would take for you to work in a career field that God has equipped for you. What gifts and talents have God blessed you with? So leave me a comment below. Let me know what are some gifts that God blessed you with. What passion burns within your soul? And what are some small steps that you can take to pave the way to making a change? What can you do to make the transition easier? So, my advice to you is, if you desire a career change, pray about it and put an action plan in place to bring your dreams into fruition. So that's it for our Soulful Sunday. I enjoyed fellowshipping with you guys. I appreciate everyone taking out the time to join me for another video. If you are new, make sure you're looking in the description bar below. I have September and October reading plan in the description bar. I have some PR codes for Vin Von Alley, She Loves Planners, Mariposo Studios. Everyone that I PR for is in the description bar below, and you can get some wonderful discounts. And we have faith-based shop. We have shops where you can get dangles and all dangles from, and we also have shops where you can get cute dolls from, and printables, faith printables and everything. So if you are already rocking with your girl, hey cuties, thanks for joining me. Give your girl a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and remember the questions and try to reflect on them, even if you have to pause the video to write the questions down. I'm just going to touch on these questions again because it's weighing on my heart. So I just want to ask you guys, what gifts and talents has God blessed you with? What passion burns your soul? What are the small steps that you can take to make a change? What can you do to make your transition easier? Those are the questions. Leave me a comment down below. or you can reflect, take time out, write the questions down, go back over your notes, and let me know what you guys, what's your answers. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you in our next Soulful Sunday. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.